My brother left my 16-year-old daughter 12,000 miles from home with no phone, no room, and no ticket because his wife wanted to teach her respect. Months later, a judge called it neglect and emotional abuse. My dad rewrote his will, and my brother learned what accountability feels like when it has a case number. I couldn't join the family trip because I'm a doctor and work doesn't pause for matching shirts. My daughter was still thrilled. She made bracelets for her cousins and a checklist like she was the cruise director. My brother swore he'd watch her, like his own. I believed him. I shouldn't have. 3 days in, I got a call from an unknown number during a late shift. "Dad, it's me." Her voice was shaking so hard I barely recognized it. She said her aunt took her phone for the week. Then her return flight got canceled. Then everyone left without her. She was outside the hotel after checkout. Her name wasn't on the room anymore, and the front desk said it was closed out early, per the family. A tourist handed her a phone because she'd been crying in public. I told her, "Stay where people can see you. Don't move." Then I booked the next flight home, paid for an airport escort, and sent her photo to the airline. I drove to the airport and waited under fluorescent lights, grinding my teeth, thinking one thing: this wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. When she finally walked out of arrivals, she looked smaller. She didn't talk at first. She just gripped my jacket and breathed like she'd been underwater. In the car, she whispered, "I tried to stay calm, Dad. I really did." I told her, "You don't apologize for needing me, ever." On the drive, the story came out in pieces. His wife decided my kid was too attached to her phone, so she confiscated it and only handed it over when I called. She made comments all week about my daughter being the favorite and getting sympathy because her mom had passed. Then on departure day, she told my daughter her ticket was messed up and to wait with the luggage. My brother drove off with everyone else and never came back. That night, I fed my kid soup, asked calm questions, and wrote everything down. Then I started calling places. Airline first. The ticket was canceled manually. Name on the log: my sister-in-law. Refund to her card. Hotel next. Early checkout request. Also her. Travel agent. She emailed midweek saying my daughter wanted to stay longer. My brother tried the lazy defense. Misunderstanding. Chaos. I told him I had the records. He went quiet like a man, realizing the ground is paperwork. I called my lawyer friend and sent a folder labeled incident. Saturday was our usual family get-together at my parents' house. I didn't warn anyone. I walked in with my daughter beside me and a folder thick enough to thud. My mom smiled at her, then saw my face and stopped. I set the folder on the table. Pages slid out, one after another. My brother's smile froze and stayed frozen. His wife laughed, thin and bright like a crack. Then my dad stood up, slow. Next, his hand hit the table and the dishes jumped. After that, his voice didn't shake at all. "You left my granddaughter. You're done here." We walked out and my brother finally found his spine too late. 3 days later, his wife showed up at my door, alone, trembling, trying to sell me tears. I let her talk until she slipped and said the real part out loud. She was tired of everyone loving the motherless miracle kid more than her kids. My phone was on the table, recording. When she noticed, her face went white. "You can't do this." "I can," I said. "You already did it." I sent the audio to my lawyer and my dad. 15 minutes later, Dad called and said, "Send me everything." In court, the airline testified. The hotel manager testified. The audio played and the room went cold. The judge ruled them liable for damages and fees, and the findings hit public record like a stamp on their foreheads. Afterward, my dad pulled me aside and said, "The will's being rewritten. They're out." My brother's job reviewed his conduct and didn't keep him. Her school circles stopped calling. The cousins were still welcome. The adults who chose cruelty weren't. My daughter started sleeping through the night again. She smiled without forcing it, and I learned something simple. Blood doesn't protect kids. Actions do. If your sibling abandoned your child like that, what would you do? No contact, lawsuit, or both? Drop a comment.